Hi, I'm Mr. Allen, and this is your favorite TV show, Admiral Science, and I'm your favorite host. Alright, so today we're talking about physical and chemical properties. And what I want you to do is I want you to make two columns in your notebook. One side should say physical properties, the other side should say chemical properties. So go ahead down the middle of your notebook, make a physical and chemical properties column. Alright, but before you start writing in your notebook, let's describe what is matter. Matter, we know, is anything that has a mass and takes up space. Everything from the periodic table to the elements on the periodic table to the metals to atoms, as small as atoms to as large as humans, and even larger such as planets. Alright, everything that has a mass and takes up space from the sun to the atom is matter. Alright, so what is the different types of way we describe matter? Matter can be described in one of two ways: physical, by its physical properties, by its chemical properties. A physical property is a characteristic of a substance that can be observed and measured without changing the identity of the substance. Key word here, without changing the identity. Alright, no matter what, if you cut something, it's still going to be a piece of paper. Alright, so it can be observed and measured without changing the identity of the substance. Whereas in a chemical property, a substance's ability to change into a new substance with different properties. That means that if I did something with this chemical and combine it with another chemical, it would change its property. It would change the type, such as burning wood, and we'll talk about that in a second. Alright, so some physical property examples are density, because you can measure density, and remember our definition for physical properties can be observed and measured without changing the identity. So you can measure density, you can measure melting point, you can measure boiling point, you can see luster. Alright, luster is the shiny or dull look that an object has. Solubility is the ability to dissolve in a substance, and malleability is the ability to be molded into different shapes. Alright, so if basically you're using your senses, your sight, your hearing, your smell, your taste. All those things will be falling under a physical property. Alright, so here we have some others: hardness, freezing and boiling and melting points, ability to conduct heat or electricity, ability to dissolve in other substances. So these are all types or examples of physical properties. So you want to write this underneath physical properties. Alright, and some of the examples of why. So diamond is hard, it's the hardest mineral. It is so hard that it is used in drill bits. But talc is the softest mineral. It is so soft that you can crumble it with your fingers. Alright, so talc is soft, diamond is hard, hardness. Alright, and chemical properties. Chemical properties include rusting, tarnishing, flammability, reactivity. Alright, so these are all examples of chemical properties. If something is flammable, it is the chemical property. If something is reactive, it is a chemical property. So like, let's say if we pour Alka-Seltzer into water, that is a chemical property. A reaction is taking place. Alright, so is battery acid. That is a chemical property. Whether something is an acid or base is a chemical property because it will be acidic or basic, and we get to acids and bases later. But these are all examples of chemical properties. Alright, so thank you for watching this short segment of Admiral Science. But before we end it off, let's review. Physical properties are what you see, smell, hear, taste, touch. And chemical properties are those that causes rusting, tarnishing, flammability, such as if it's flammable or non-flammable. Alright, reactive, whether it's reactive in a substance. These are all examples of chemical properties. Alright, so these are all examples of chemical properties that a substance will have, and the physical properties are what you will actually see, smell, taste, touch, those things. Alright, so we look forward to seeing what you are in another edition of Admiral Science. This was a short clip, a rundown, because now you're about to do an investigation, and I will see you guys in class soon.